Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. As always, this is going to be absolute chaos. It seems to be this is the theme of 2025. I thought it was going to go really nice and smooth, and it's just been chaotic because in the last upload we actually managed to finally get all of these modulars placed, and I think that looks super clean and tidy. Everything else around it though got completely ripped up and destroyed all the way up to this point. So this whole huge horseshoe is now going to have to be fixed and sorted out in the next few uploads, in between doing all the Star Wars upload. But today, going by the name of the title, it is finally time to make a display for Hoth. So we are going to just get the template done like we did in the Clone Wars, figure out what we can do with the paths and all that kind of stuff. So very, very similar to this, but with just different colours and kind of that sort of thing. Obviously the massive AT-AT will go up, be placed on the shelf, and it'll be the first time it's been placed against that orange as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then obviously that will then be fully finished in a separate upload, because even though there's only a few panels on the side, there's so many pieces still to do, and I haven't got time to do it with all of the other editing and all that kind of stuff. So it's just going to be headless for this upload, but just imagine it's fully working, or it's been blown up. With regards to all the base plates, we've got them, so they're ready to go down. We've got some battle packs that we're going to add. I've got all the tiles here, which we can then obviously add and do. And there is more stuff ordered, so there's more stuff on the way. And of course, there's going to be more stuff to come in the future from the Lego group with regards to maybe an AT-ST coming out in a UCS scale and some other little bits and pieces like that as well. So we've got a lot for future and we've got a lot to do for now. So with that being said, let's get to it. Right, so we've got quite a bit to do to get this diorama in, because I'm also going to just put the base plates down now. I've already just taken the paint and all the loose little bits and pieces that are up on the thing just there when I did the introduction, so they're now just underneath the table, which is easy enough. And I've actually been organised for a change, and I've pulled the base plates that we're going to need ready to go on to here. So let's just crack on with this straight away and just see how much of an overhang there is going to be. And then it'd be interesting to see what is going to happen. I think I might need a little step stool though when it comes to tiling these bits and pieces, because I'm going to have to tile it with the AT-AT on it, because obviously in an ideal, the wall is so far off. Look at that, that's off by 2 studs, so I'm going to have to bring that forward so we can have all of them matched up. Now I'm not naive enough that this is going to be perfect for base plates. So at some point, one of them is going to have to step, and it's going to step at either end. What end that's going to be, not 100% sure yet. But that one went down, push that one down. So you can see just how much space we've got in the middle. I'm going to have, when the AT-AT goes up, I'm going to have to get that one out in the corner. So that's the space we've got. Obviously I can just do this, and it covers it, so that's not exactly, it's not exactly a problem. I don't even know if you can actually tell. If I did that, say over here, where it wasn't smack in the middle, and I did it like there, I don't really think you can tell too much, to be honest. I mean, it can be overlapped. You got to look. You could potentially get away with it. See if I can have a bit of a play and tidy that up, because I could take that underneath and I can go on top. No, what's it going? I can't have one of them steps. Yeah, okay. That will do the trick. So that's all flush, and there's a little bit of a step at that end, but we can figure that out, so that won't be too much of a problem. They're coming out now. I've got to be very, very careful, because obviously these, it seems to be pushing away from the front of the shelf, and I can't afford that to happen with an AT-AT that is going to be going up. So that's flush against, that's flush against. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's where the AT-AT is going to be going on. So these are my 3 points of concern. Now this is going to, I think I've already said, I can't remember, it's been a very, very long day. This is actually going to be the first time the AT-AT will be put up against the orange. So obviously it is headless. It is going to be built and finished and obviously carried on with in separate uploads, but it's the first time it's stood on base plates. That actually did look like it was going to fall then. Also I've got the screwdriver and things for its knees, so we can have a bit of a play with that in this upload. We'll do that a little bit later on once the tiles and stuff are in. But the first thing, this is why I think I'm going to need a step, because I can't really see the inside of its feet. You can see the back. Right, now that's not, it's now not stood on its own toes, which is good. That back knee, so that's straight. Very, very clever how these ankles move, and then you've got the really big hinge bits in the knee. So, and that's, we can do something with it. That back knee doesn't look too happy, so I need to straighten that up and get the actual tool for that basically straight away. But that, I know where that is. It's with the actual box, not in this room, which is not ideal. I should have just left it on the inside, but that is, I think, where it is gonna live. So what does that look like up against the orange? Obviously it's going to be finished and we'll put the bit in. Yeah, the grey works against that. The grey does work nicely. So we've got bits coming. Oh, every single time. Every time I've moved you today, I put my finger up. I don't know why I've been doing that. I think it's because I'm putting my right hand, not my left. I get it on the lens, so you just like another quick wash. Yeah, we've got a couple of different bits and pieces coming that will be added in over a period of time. Obviously we have got a baby ATST, which is this little tiny thing just here. So again, we can make some sort of diorama as we can, because what the path is, we're literally going to have to go around the feet, through the feet for what we can go through. Like we'll have a path here and it'll just almost be as a square, I guess, or sorry, a cross. I mean, obviously this does fit underneath it, so we could have that where it looks like it's cubbing its small child, but they're all going to be facing forwards. So I think what might be quite nice is if this was in front, like so. Obviously looking, I could pose, and we could have, we could again just bring the path in front and cross and behind, and then it just looks like you can look all the way around, because it's going to be completely different to what we did with the other. It's going to be a bit tricky. Now there is obviously a UCS version of this coming, so I think what will happen is the UCS one will probably just go in front, and then we'll have some bits and pieces behind it, and then we will have, like I said, we will get all the minifigures and things in. But it's just as difficult starting off with sets than it is without, because I've only got one base plate width. The 8080 is obviously, it's basically with its little toe bits, it is the width of a off the base plate. The easiest thing for me to do would have just been tiled straight down the middle and then come off and go round, but I think with this one it's going to have to be wavy, but I'm going to have to do basically this. I think that's what we're going to have to end up doing. Yes, somehow the roller coaster crashed. I don't know how that's ended up here, but we're going to have these pieces sort of teeing off. They do look quite cool together, actually. I don't know whether to tee off the battle packs with the other bits. So we've got this, for example. This one's actually already built, the others aren't. So that's something I will have to do. I forgot these need to be built. There is a bike somewhere. In fact, all the minifigures are missing as well, which is not great. So that has not gone very well whatsoever. So we have got, let's have a look, what is actually down here to add up to here. So we have got this and this. So we've got two of these. So we've got the gun, speeder and minifigures to come in. So there's two of those, well technically three, but there's two sealed, and then the third one, it's all, see there's the bike, part of the bike, gun, it's a bike. It's all underneath here with the other bits, which all got crushed a long time ago. Oh, well that's a bonus. I've just found some more yellow bits, so that works for me. So I am tucking in to that. So we've got some bits and pieces underneath here. There's other sets as well. So I just found this. Now if you were watching the Clone Wars one, I said I was too short, so I can do that in there. And we found one of those, which is great, because there's another one there. Slightly different white, but if they're needed, that works for me. Now we have got, over on this side, I could pick you up, but I'm just too lazy. This thing. I'm not sure if this is good or bad, to be honest. I can't quite remember. We've got one of those. And Han Solo is has gone for a walk. He was clipped to that. That's been down there for 3 days. I'm sure my cats come up and steal some bits and pieces. I am convinced that they do. Everything else that is underneath here is not from it, so I can get the battle packs built up. Now we've got minifigures absolutely everywhere, so like I said, this is just going to be a template, and it's going to be a big thing when it's going to look different when the tiles go down, that's for sure. So I've got the little Mando pack here, so I've got another 3 of those, so they'll be with the rest of everything that's down here. So if you didn't know what is down here, I've just seen the minifigure. Somehow that minifigure is there. So there's Han, and then we've got all these other bits which will be going in their own display. That's now empty, which is good because I'm in the process of building all of those up. So we have got bags and bags of just minifigures that we're just going to be torpedoing through at the start of 2025. Why can't I? I cannot remember if that is a clone thing, sorry, a rebel thing, or a imperial. So I don't know if they're supposed to be shooting at each other. I can't remember. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, it's there. I thought I've already recycled the box, but I haven't. So, what is it? Hoth attack. It's a Hoth attack, apparently. Well, it's got a small probe droid. Oh, it's a rebel trooper. Okay, so it's the good. So if it's the good, because they're outnumbered. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even know where you are. You're there. So they're outnumbered is all I'm going to say, because I have got 3 snowtrooper battle packs, an AT-AT, an AT-ST, the probe that comes with that, and a couple of the other minifigures. And the only thing that's fighting them at the moment is Han and that chap. So good luck to that. We'll put that right over there in the corner. Oh, with a path around, that could work quite nicely actually. because it's just its own separate display. So they're not actually fighting each other, are they? So it's just separate stuff, but it is still very I don't know if you think bad or good, or who's supposed to be for what. You can pick your own. You can pick your own side, dark side, or whatever. Yeah, I don't actually know if it's, what is it, dark side and I don't know. I'm doing the Star Wars thing. I don't really know much at all. So let's just pretend I know what I'm doing. Where is that probe? That's the thing. So I think they're going to be coming underneath here with me and just seeing. You know what? I'm going to make you sick. You can just stay there. I'm just going to keep crouching up and down. So in here, I thought I got everything out. There's your instruction booklet. So all of that, obviously that won't be, but all of that can get recycled, so that is okay. So that can go on with the paint. Is the probe droid down here, or is it on the other side? So I've got Luke's lightsaber giveaway thing down here as well, which I'm going to have to do something with. See, this isn't going to be that. I was going to say it's not going to be that difficult to do, but I just don't really have the space to do everything at the moment. And I've got a bag. Ah, there it is. There he is. Happy days. Probe. Is he missing loads of? He better not be. Oh no. He's got one red eyeball and he's got 3 guns. Looks like he should have 4 guns, but he's got 3. Maybe he should have 4. He's missing a gun. But there's a... There it is. You're there. There it is. What am I showing you up there for? What a more. So that can go... There, we can get the minifigures out. That's already on its stand, so that's not too much of a problem. Right, everything else is there. There might be one little gun that I need to add in, which seems to be, for some reason, it's all on here. I can't remember why it is. Oh, the probe. I've got loads of little probes. I've not actually noticed what they were. Jay, you know it's your fault. So there is somewhere underneath here the little gun thing. For love of money, I have absolutely no idea. Like, for example, where the front and back of that speeder bike's gone either. I think we can get some nice displays out of it. I think I'm going to put all the battle packs close together. I think what I'll do is I'll put the battle packs close with this. So we will path it off from here, come across, then the people pack will start, the battle pack will start. I'll leave a little bit of space for this little gun thing on the side. We could try and make it where it's got more little displays. I will use. I'm gonna have to rip it up at a later date when if it is official for the UCS, for that UCS version. But yeah, that can be there. The little gun can be there, and we can just wrap around it. So it's going to go orange tile. I think I'm just going to put one thing in, put it down, and just see, because this one I did for a ship that wasn't actually here. So it's quite difficult to try and do this kind of thing when it's not here, but they are on their way. That's all I'm saying. So keep your eyes peeled. There's loads of uploads coming. But they are all on their way. The base plates for this are on their way, so we can actually get the correct base plates down. Those base plates, I can't believe how much nicer that looks. just with the orange, with a couple of Star Wars boxes up on there, all of a sudden it looks quite smart. When that gets done, that might go behind, I think, when the other one turns up. It could be its own, I don't know if it's going to be its own little display or what, I'm not 100% sure. And then we've got Luke's X-Wing. Now the last ship had a technical. This one doesn't have a technical. So I put the technical over the screw. And it went straight on and it looked fantastic. So I've got 2 screws in this wall. There's nothing, I don't think. No. There's nothing I can just, because what I could, the ideal thing for me is to pin it to the wall, is I just take the bit of Lego off, put the screw through the actual hole, push it into the wall, down that one I went, and then it goes from there. Can I get this piece back in? No. Oh no. Shouldn't be allowed anything nice. I've now just pushed that off. Oh. 2 minifigures down and the side panels come off. It's all fixed. Minifigures are back. Now he's obviously... this figure can be used with Leia in the corner. And then we could just have this Luke flying away with the droid. Because you've got the other Luke that comes with the AT-AT. Because obviously he flies away in the X-Wing. So if we have them, that's just really am going to have to get this step stool in a second, and I'm going to have to get something to eat or drink as well, because I feel like I'm flagging and it's dark in this corner as well. So I'm going to spin the, in fact I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get something to stand on, which will make my life a lot easier. Spin the lights round, get these minifigures in place, and get the first bit in. I'm just quite lucky that it's the perfect height, to be honest, with all that kind of thing just there. So I think that fits in the corner. Doris can go in the corner as well, so we can build up a little diode just there, and it could just be its own separate thing. Don't know what I'm going to have that facing. I don't know whether just to scatter them around. I think they might look quite cool as a crew. Like I said, I've got 3. I thought I had 3. Where everything else has gone from the other ones, I don't know, but they will get done and added into this upload as well, so that's easy enough to do. And the path will get done. So that's the plan of attack for this upload. I want the path going from one side to the other, or at least probably to the legs of the back legs of the AT-AT, and I might stop and then just figure out where the other bits are going to go. But yeah, we'll make it up as we go along. But I can't reach properly, so I'm going to get a little step and then we can carry on. So I finally have my little step, which is ideal, and I can now do my very, very best to reach, and we can kind of figure this out as we go. So this is just going to be one of those things of a trial and error, I think. Now I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how far to come out, because I've only got a base plate and I don't think I'm going to put anything else the other side. So I don't know whether to have a little bit of room there. I might shape the path. Why don't I do that? Just try and be a little bit different. Why don't I try, and I'm very trying, get out of the way. I'll keep that probe there. You can see the first tile that's gone down. This is actually, because it's the furthest point away from me, it's very, very difficult to reach this without falling through the the coaster, if I went close up there, wrapped it round, would it work if I went? Okay, let's see. So I'm going to add different shapes and stuff into this, then let's see what I can actually try and achieve. So I'm just taking a few of the grey ones off as we speak, because I think it's just a little bit easier and quicker, because when I stood down it was alright, but the fact that I'm having to rest this on my leg with the foot on the table, honestly nothing is easy. It takes so long, but at the same time I think it's going to look alright. Well, that should, he says. And then these that are coming off can be used obviously in a different display as well. So I'll tell you what, it doesn't half hurt getting it underneath your nail, doesn't it? Don't know how you get your tiles off, but they suck getting these off. Right, I'm going to take them off. They're slightly different. I'll get them off a different one in a second, but if we can just get this started first and then we can see. So yeah, because I go there and then we're going to have to go there and well, that's the end of the path, so we're not. That leaves that like that, that like that, and that like that. Oh, you're looking at the roof. You're not even looking at the skill that I'm trying to do. What an idiot. Yeah, so that is going to be the shape. It's going to zigzag, I think, through. So that'd be the next one there to go down, and then I think what we'll do is we'll take it back and take it back to the wall. We're going for a higher view. Don't know if it's better higher or not, so you were just in the way, I'm afraid. But if that's our starting, which would be quite nice, and we can add in a few, I don't know, do we add in a battle pack? Do we add in the full battle pack? I think we just need to go around each thing individually, I think. And you're just seeing different things, because I could make a 2 base plate display across the back and come out no wider. Well, it can be, I suppose it could be all over, and I just snake around it. But I just don't have any of the rebels. That is the slight problem. If I had one of those battle packs of the rebels, then it might be a little bit different, but I don't, I'm afraid. So you still see what's going on? Yeah, I think it's just going to be a case of again, get a template down. This template might be a bit more permanent though, because it's just going to be a case of literally making a display around the path, because it's only a base plate deep, whereas the Clone Wars one is 4 base plates at the deepest part, so we've got plenty of wiggle room for bigger sets. I mean, like the balls is on 4 base plates, and you can make a nice diorama up with that as well. So when those base plates arrive, which they are due today, so that will be a different video, I would imagine, which would be good. Yeah, I don't know which way we are gonna go. I don't know whether to kick back up that way. I might just try and to create minifigure battle areas, I think. And that's what I might try and do, by just doing it with these tiles, and then we can just kind of put the battle packs in. So I'm gonna probably end up having to order, well, you do, don't you? You're gonna have to possibly do something else, but it is going to be a long ongoing thing. That looks quite cool, going around the probe, so that looks quite nice actually. Kind of looks like it's part of a walkway. I suppose the walkway you would want to see all the way around the front of that tower, wouldn't you? If you were in a Legoland as such, you would have the opportunity to see all of those. So let's have the opportunity, I guess. But where do we kick back out? I don't know whether to keep, do I keep the path at the front and the displays against the orange, or do we wrap the path around the back as some of them as well, so we've got a bit of a display at the front, because that kind of would make sense. Because say for example, if you had something here, you would go around it and zigzag back through, so we've got to think that there's going to be something here. I think would be a good way of doing it. So we'll go up and round, and then they can see what is going on. But if it's not big enough, then it's going to look a little bit crummy. So what I'll do is, the back's got to go at a straight line anyway. That's going all the way to the wall, no matter what. So we'll start off with that, and then see where we can get to. And does it go all the way? So just stop there. Because this is the problem, not actually having anything else. Whereas with the Clone Wars, I could measure it out and go, oh, well, this is where this is going, this is where that's going. Whereas that makes sense to walk all the way in front of it, because you just can take nice photos of it. And we could make a feature of that. So we could go small, oh hello, we could go small, big, just for scale of that, and it's slightly further away. Then do we bring it back for the minifigure packs, like there? I'm assuming the ATST really. That one might want to go the other side though. Because if I did the ATS, if I did the UCS ATA, it's going to be big, so it's going to have to be in the middle of the base plate, isn't it? Realistically. So if that's the base plate, I did go just behind it, it would just be a standalone thing. Well, I guess you would want to walk in front and behind? You'd have to. where, if you were designing a theme park, where would you put the path? I'm thinking, I don't know, it needs to carry on going up in front and then wraps around the back and meets. So we've got a square around that. But I just don't know how wide to do the... If I did the square all the way around the outside of the base plate, that would be for the UCS 8080. Sorry, ATST, because that takes up, well, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space, but the foot span's going to have to be quite big, and it'd be quite nice just to have a little bit of breathing space around it than maybe something, like I said, something smaller. So I think that's what I'll do. I use this as the guide, and I pull this back and actually put it the other behind the 8080, so I can actually get that in as well. Yeah, I think it'll have to go to the other side. Yeah, so we have smaller. Okay, right. I think it's going to change. Like I said, this is only a rough thing, and I could spend a long time doing this. I'm sure all of you guys and girls could spend a long time doing this as well, but the battery, because I've gone on for so long, is starting to run out, so I will change that, and then yeah, stick around if you want to see what the colour looks like in a couple of minutes time. Right, you're up and running again. I know you might be a little bit far away, but I just haven't got anywhere else to put you. So we now know that this is where the path is going to start, got a half decent idea of what's what, and I have made what is going to be the biggest schoolboy error ever. What have I done that for? All of that has got to come back up. What an absolute pleb of a human being I am. Because I have I put the first tile down in the completely wrong place. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I am just going to ruin... Well, how the heck has that happened? Yeah, so I'm going to have to come out another stud. Oh, idiot. Right. Yes, I'm going to have to take all of these off to put them straight back down again, and we'll pretend that that never happened. So let's just pretend that that never happened, shall we? Because that really is a silly schoolboy error. But I am, to make myself going to feel a little bit better, I'm going to put a little bit of orange down just to see what that looks like against the grey. I need one or two, and then I'll fill it in. And I'll fill it in after. Oh, that's going to work so well. There you go. So that is going to work lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, so we're going to tee off, aren't we? So that... yeah. So we're going to go all the way around the outside of the base plate. That's going to be grey. That'll be our orange then. I'm going to take a little bit more because I did so well on the Clone Wars. I counted about 1 million times before I put anything down. This one, I just randomly didn't even think about it. I just started in a really odd place, and there I am talking. I've just put that one in the wrong place as well. And there. Yeah, because you're going to lose 6 studs at the front of the base plate and 6 studs at the back, and it's going to wrap all the way around. So that should be quite a cool little walk around. I just hope that that is the right place to put that, and it shouldn't go small, big, bigger. Otherwise, no, it should be okay. It should be okay, because we can put the path straight through here where all those minifigures are going to be, and it can just be an experience. They're not actually going to be fighting anybody. If they are, I can then get some other minifigures at a different time. So I know that I'm going all the way around this base plate thanks to this happy chappy just here, which is great. So now, let's just get a few of these off. I actually don't know how many of these grey 2x2s I have left. I've literally just been taking them off base plates, and I think there is some on my makeshift roads as well, but I have just ordered quite a few of them. So I've got enough for a fair few base plates on the way. So it's just going to be very much a case of keep your eyes peeled, because the Clone Wars, I would imagine, and this would be the first to near enough have the full path down, and then obviously it's going to sort of fork off into the next bit, I think. But I have got a few. I've still got a few of them, so it would be quite nice if I could get the first half of it done minimum, and then create the cross underneath the legs. Because if I can have the legs moving and the legs are slightly on the path or just something, it would just be quite a fun little thing to do, maybe. So let's go this way. Come on. Yeah. So I'm going to have to go in a straight line to there. That's where I'm going to have to go. Oh, come on. Straight line to there. And then the next, that one's going to finish there. And then it's going to kick across. And this is going this way in a straight line. Yeah, so we're nice and close to the one. Got a base plate and basically 4 studs for the next. So we could just put some of the little minifigures or something maybe in that corner. And then it just carries on like that. But there is not an easy way. Well, I could actually now get this one off. I could just pull this one down because I know where it's going, but I could do it for the next one. That would make my life a little bit easier. But I don't know what it would look like on camera, so we will do what we can do. Right, so we are going right round the edge of this one. And then kicking back in past the battle packs for the next, aren't we? And then the other side will be for when the other bits and pieces arrive. And I think I'm going to need to get one more little thing. I think. Because I've got three base plates, so it would be quite nice just to have 3 small little things on there. What I can do, I don't know. I will consult the guru of Star Wars, which is Mr. J's Toy Collection UK. I'm sure there'll be another vehicle or something coming out. I'm going to have to redo all of this again, but as it stands, I don't think there is. So I'm going to keep this path going kind of equal. Because again, what's going to happen is I'm going to run out of orange, because I've got a certain amount of colours of each tile, and then what I will do is I will order more once I've done the outer edges of the path with the delivery of these tiles, and then I can just order a load in knowing how many I need, especially when I'm actually putting in a path in this detail. So yeah, hopefully you can kind of see what we're going to be doing with that. But that is already another plate of stuff gone, so we're getting through these 2x2s very, very quickly. So if I know if I'm going all the way forward and all the way back, how far do I come in? I would like, I think, to kick in at a random bit. So say for example we do that, that, and we kick in there. which means it will be there, orange, orange, so that's 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 for orange, and then that's that, and then that's the way it's then going to kick back in the other way. And then comes down in between its legs. So we can have like a couple of minifigures in here, a couple of minifigures there, a couple of minifigures there, and just kind of see what's what. I think the feet can't be, can they? I can't do anything about that. I mean, even if I angled it, there's nothing I can really do. I'm sure the feet aren't going to be over, what would be 32, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 18. Can't be over 18 studs. Because if it is, it can be I can just break the path up and have the path there. But yeah, if we're going to come, I don't know whether just to keep going in a straight line as well, so there's 2 ways round and it meets. I think that might be quite cool, because that way you've got multiple walkways round, and you've got multiple viewing angles of this thing as well, which I think would be pretty cool, to be honest. Where's that? So that's 1 2 orange 2. That's the last one there. Right, next thing that has got 2x2s on, because we are running out of those quickly. I just found some more on this table, so we can use some of these. Yeah, because that will be, that's your path of orange, and it's going to kick in that way. Just how far, I guess it just goes to the toe. That might make sense, just goes into the toe. Yeah, oh actually no, I'll do that. If I come all the way around and come through, the path rejoins here. So you can walk 360, because we don't give them too much freedom, do we? And that way it saves me tiling OTT. So the orange, yes, will go right to the corner, and it will kick back up on itself, which might look half decent, he says. And then we can place all the other little bits and pieces. But I am looking around now thinking, running out of tiles. So I did say it's just a template. I'll get all the orange down, because I can carry on with the orange without the grey and just see how far the orange will go. But I don't think the orange is going to go. So I'm using twice the amount of grey, obviously, than I am to the orange. But yeah, we're running out. We'll use so many of them on the Clone Wars display, which is never a bad thing. Hey, Fluff. So Pumpkin somehow has managed to get up. I'm going to look for some more grey tiles dotted about, because I keep finding odd ones everywhere. That is what that is starting to look like at a slightly closer thing. And obviously we're going to come all the way across the top. This is going to come across the bottom, come up, and then just snake, come down, and then snake in between its legs. We then have an opportunity to do a small little diorama in between here if we wanted to, maybe four small things if I just put the path straight across, or it's just that, and you just walk in a straight line, either or. Because obviously something like this, for example, wouldn't go amiss underneath this here. So yeah, even if we just had this at the back and you came in, you could come down to this bit and then keep going over, and then we just had, because ideally this is where I need the third battle pack, because if I had the speeder bike and the other thing, I think that'd look quite nice underneath there. We will have Luke dangling down underneath, so if we didn't have anything there and it was just tiled as 4 different ways with the orange in the middle, it would look like it's trying to land on a certain bit. I don't know if that looked cheesy or not, but we'll see when we get there. And then yeah, we'll get 2 of those built and put them at the front, and just basically see what I can do with regards to the grey and the orange, and then we'll start to wrap it up. But we've still got a fair bit of work still to do. It's going to take a little while for me to do, but we're getting there slowly. Right, back up you go, and we'll see how long this lasts. It's not going to last very long. I have, oh dear, that didn't start off very well, did it? I was about to say, I don't think it's going to last very long. What is going on? Because I'm an idiot. There we go. I've done what I can. I found what I can. But they're not going to last long. There's more, but my fingers need a bit of a rest from actually ripping these, ripping them to shreds, to be honest. So, oh, why would I do that for? Why would I do that for? Do I need space for the orange? No. It's a lot easier when they're already off and in your hand. You can do it a lot quicker. And these little hoppers where they stand on, I will be ordering a load of those and just taking up the odd tile once the path's actually down, and I can actually add all the population and minifigures. So even though this is our path, this is where the minifigures will stand either side, and yeah, I can just order a load of them in the dark grey. So I'll be placing one rather large order for all of those as well, and then we can kind of see what it looks like with all of the different minifigures and things like that, and I'll try and get some sort of workers in and sort of matching uniform and all that kind of thing as we go. But if I can actually just get it wrapped around this, I think that might be all right, because hopefully you guys and girls can actually see what the plan is. I know I have probably got about half of that again. So I think we'll be able to go down, not in my hand, I've got to get them back off, but I think we'll be able to go behind it completed, which would be nice. And then now, with these, how far in are we going to come? Because this is obviously allowing, I either do it as a square, or I step it. Well, we kind of go that way. We haven't got any curves, so it's kind of got a zigzag. It's got to be a lot of Z shapes. Because the end game is here. That's what we're going to be aiming for. But it's just a case of where are we going to end up. We will try that again, because one of the cats wanted to come up. So he is up and now exploring the new display that's behind me. So you will be hearing clanging and banging, I would imagine, in the background. But yes, it's just a case of where are we going to end up for the foot, because do we give it 8 studs, do have a little display here, display there, and it's just smaller stuff with the packs? I mean, that would fit, that would actually fit just there. So we could do that. Might have to come over one more maybe. And we just got that with a minifigure maybe. Yeah, to actually get anything in there, I'm going to have to come away from that wall. Ow, ow, by one more. Especially for the smaller, especially for that. not exactly the biggest of things, is it? So I think if we do that across the back, because we know it's small, and then right at the end snake it in so it gives us a bigger space just there for the minifigure. I think that's going to be the safest. That's going to be the safest thing, because even that's just a little bit of theming with a minifigure stood behind it or in front of it, like so. I don't think that's going to look too. That's going to look too wrong like that. I don't think so. Yes, hopefully that'll be. I think that's the safest bet to do. I could be massively wrong with that. This much. So yeah, I'm not 100%. Not 100% sure. Now I have got a few more of the greys, so we'll see if we can get to the foot. The problem is with these, I've done it like this, and they're not the easiest thing to grab. So I've got a couple of plates with the odds and sods in. Yeah, so that would be a nice. Well, it's that big, isn't it? It's going to be slightly bigger than a 16 by 16 for a display, so that should be. Well, it's handy to know. It's handy to know. And I've got a load of other shapes in dark grey, but I don't think they'll work as a path. They might for the actual theme park side of it. I'm thinking they might use them as a queue line, but for this and what I'm doing, they won't, which is a little bit of a shame. But at the same time, I am getting a load of 16 by 16 base plates back, and obviously, as we all know, they are very, very handy. So I've got a couple of 16 by 16s, I've got a couple of 8 by 16s, I think, as well. So fingers crossed we can just keep rocking and rolling with that. But they take so long to come off. I've got to get so many others off first. 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'll check that out for luck. So if that foot just stayed as it is, which is what it's going to do, yeah. I'm looking at that with the open background. Could you keep it open and you can walk really close to it? But you wouldn't be able to do that because it would be covered over, wouldn't it? So we'll try again for the 4th or 5th time, because those cats are up and down like a yo-yo. They started to have a discussion with each other on the loft ladders, which I know I'm an idiot, but that is not the safest thing. Not exactly the safest thing to do. Now, do I zigzag? No, moron, not yet. Do I zigzag it now to its feet to give as many studs room as possible? So do we come in another one like that? Well, that is actually where the middle is. I think that's might as well. So we would be there, I think. The orange, 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 that'll be where that one goes. And of course I am running out of grey. I don't know, would you step that or would you just have it straight? I think it actually give me more room if I went. Yeah, it would. If we're going from a display display point of view, that gives the most room with just with one step. Yeah, that's orange, 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 and then orange. I don't know. Don't know if that works or not. I don't need another grey one there for some reason, but I don't know. I don't know why. My fingers are hurt now from taking all these off. I'm just trying to cheat and grab the ones at the edges, but I'm running out of the ones at the edges because that one there, does that look better? No. What am I doing wrong? That's what I was doing wrong. Boff, boff, boff. Yeah, okay. Back in it now. Back in the game. So I need another grey and then I'll do all the oranges. Yeah, so we've got one sort of step away, which I could probably again do without. It's only because I'm getting as close to the foot as possible. I've just stepped around the foot. Ah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Right, orange. What does the orange look like? How far does the orange go? And then I will see if I've got any more grey, and I will wrap it up for today. I will build the battle packs because someone struggled to put 2 of those in there, so I can just have that with that. I think the snow speeder and everything should fit all in there because it's at its own funky shape. So that should fit in there. Yeah, it's just two little ones to add in place, and I think we might be done. And if I can't, yeah, it'd be quite nice just to place them, and then that's how we'll end the video. And then we'll carry on probably, because it's taken me a long time to do 3 base plates. We might just have to do this at 3 base plates at a time, especially with regards to the tiling issue. But if we get these in, I just want to see how far the orange goes, to be honest, because it's 16 obviously per base plate, and then if I've gone multiple ways, well, it's more, and the grey is obviously double the amount of orange. But that does look rather nice. I don't know if anybody's a fan of Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you can actually change all the footpath colours, but I did that from young. That's all I ever did, was just make every different theme park as bright as I possibly could. I have to probably order the same amount of orange of what I've already got again, which is okay. So it does look, I think, looks rather clean. But I did say you're going to have a lot of these kind of videos in 2025. Maybe a little bit more rough and ready and all that kind of, well, I say a little bit more rough, they're always rough and ready, but you know what I mean. But this will probably continue when I get more of the, when I get the delivery of tiles, because we can just crack on with the darker grey. Gives me a little bit of time to get the AT-AT obviously finished and get underneath the AT-AT sort of designed, and then figure out what we're going to do with the next phase of it all. It's amazing how quickly you go through all of these tiles, that is for sure. I guess that will step there. Steps around the foot so you can have a nice look at its toes. You get a nice look at the display from 2 sides of this. So even though they're going to be facing forward for us, you just have to imagine they're looking at other bits. yeah, it's kind of in between the two, so that's that. Yeah, I think it makes a massive impact as soon as you put the colour in. Of course, we've got that little we got 6 studs in the corner where we could put a little something. I don't know, we could maybe just have some of the minifigures just stood, because I did have an idea of like a helmet museum where they're just the little helmets and all that kind of thing. So maybe. Right, time for you, dude, to shift, because there is 2 little minifigures included with that one. So we can have Chewie and the driver, and I think it's 3 actually in total. So we can have all 3 of those together. I just hope I've given enough. Well, I can't do any more. Basically, I can make this end wider if its foot spans longer for the ATST. So that's all I can do as a guess. And if its toes and feet are absolutely massive, well, if we need 4 more studs, we can take a bit of grey away and look like it's damaged it or whatever. But that now looks cracking in that corner. But yeah, we're not doing too bad. Right, that's where the orange has got to, and we've got a handful of orange left, so we've probably got another 2 base plates that we can cover of orange if it's just in a straight line, which I don't think it, to be honest, I don't think it's going to be, is it? But again, that's what that is looking like. I will get the battle packs done now for, well, I'll get a battle pack done for this area, because I think we have the speeder bike can go just at the front with the gun facing just there. Then we can have the minifigures dotted around. I think that'll work quite well. And when I find the other bike or the rest of the parts for this, that could go underneath that with the gun and other little bits and pieces. Yeah. Does that go? We just do that. I don't know, it kind of feels like it needs something. Might be something else there. There's a little, I've got another little probe somewhere. Feels like it needs another probing. Ah, what a word. So we can figure out what we can do with all of that. And then obviously, I am not, soon enough, I'm not going to be able to stand like that. So I'm just going to be stood over. But I think the hardest bit to reach because of that is out the way, and I think if I just move the blue step over, I can reach this bit absolutely no problem. So with regards to the hard bit, the tiling and things, I think we're all right, but I would quite like to find another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more grey. At least 5, well yeah, 5 more grey for that bit. And obviously we've got quite a bit more across the back, which will just have to be its own thing at a different time, I think. 1, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for luck. Smash. So that is up and down. Fantastic. And then I'll figure out then if we're going to have the knee bent, because you might be able to get the path underneath, or whatever we're going to do with it. But yeah, I'm happy with how that's starting to look. I think it's starting to come out quite nice. And obviously it matches with all the yellow bits and pieces. The grey pops against the white, which is great. So that's now, I've now learnt the base plates are extremely important with regards to the colours popping. But the yellow works well against the grey, and it's going to work well against the sand and the blue. So we've got some big dioramas to make up on here. We've got bits and pieces to go down there, but we'll carry on with this for a little bit longer. Not tonight, obviously. I'll get these two. It's not going to take long to make up, but I've been up here all day, which is a privilege, to be honest. But I need to just plan some of the little bits and pieces, because I mean, look at it, it is absolute chaos. Do like the look of that though. I am a fan of that, which is great, but yeah, there's a lot of work to do. I need to get that done. I want to try and start building up the AT-AT, but that's definitely not going to be happening for a little while. And of course, before I forget it, we have to try and get the X-Wing up on the wall. So that's the plan for tomorrow then. We'll get that little bit of display done, and then we'll have a little bit of a play with the X-Wing up there, or I'll come back up in a little while and get it done. But we are cracking on for time now, and I am hungry. So I know. We'll see what we can achieve either tonight or tomorrow. Right, today is a new day and minifigure packs have been sorted. So we will have a little bit of a play with these. We've got little bits and bobs to add. I've got the little speeder bikes and things just down here. So we will place you, I think, there, maybe? And we'll just basically see what's going to go on. So we said the speeder bike would go at the back, so I have to build this, I think, potentially back to the front. So we've got another one of those which we can put there. We've got a speeder bike that we could potentially, so that's just quite cool having them on the corners. But this one has a weapon behind it, so this is what the other one is missing. So we could have the gun here side on, so that could go there. Minifigure can go behind, so that one can go here, and it just means that you can look around and see exactly what is that's not too bad actually, what is going on with that. Maybe we'll pair the speeder bikes up then. Maybe we won't add the speeder bikes in. So if I put a gun and the thing on that side, can we? We've got one more of these. I'm not going to double them up, obviously. If I reverse built it, it might fit in that bit there. Right, okay. So the speeder bike, it has got an option to park there, so it's just on show. But I don't know if it should go behind that. But if we do that, it kind of blocks off the next one. That actually just happens to sit in that corner quite nicely there. It's kind of like it's meant to be. So we have got a pair of speeder bikes. Maybe that's what people walk past underneath the AT-AT. They could just be, one could be angled like that, one can be angled just like that for now, with the drivers maybe having a bit of a chit chat. So that then allows, didn't want that to happen. That is for this. So these little, say little, they're not little at all. These guns that they all sit on, they are 3 guns as the legs. So we have that there. We then have a matching pair of those, and we can have usually have, so the scout trooper is there, the other scout trooper, so that is part of something. Part of that. I'll find the other one because we can have them parked dotted around. I think that looks alright like that. I think I might put some minifigures in front. I think maybe that's what it's missing. So Yeah, I need two ends. I actually need the step as well. That's why I'm struggling. I haven't got the step with me to. It's actually a lot easier on the step than it is stood on this. So probably, well, they're not the smartest of things, are they? But probably not the greatest of ideas stood in the middle. But we have a couple of them dotted around like so. There's the scout trooper. There's the, we have got another gun. So there's the third. Here's the third gun. So we could use that. We can use that here. Yeah, we'll do that. So that just adds in a little something. Put that on the corner, just on there. There potentially is some other little bits and pieces I might be able to use on this. I don't want to ram it full, obviously, of different bits and pieces, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense having the size of that. Put that one there. I am on my tiptoes trying to reach this. I am going to grab the step and then it'll make my life a lot easier. Right, I can reach again. I'm on my little baby step and obviously I block all the light. So I'm going to have to keep getting out the way for you to see and then obviously get back in the way just to do some other little bits and pieces. But the second you add just something like that, it works. It does the trick. Obviously, picked all of these up right at the very end, and the biggest sale that they could have possibly been in. Because obviously, this has been a long time coming. This one, so I always get all the bits and pieces as cheap as possible. Now you've got that guy there with a huge weapon. So that isn't happy. Let's put it that way so it will stand a little bit. Oh, of course this one moves, doesn't it? Oh, it'd help if I actually have all three legs facing down, not just 2.5. That's a bit silly of me. Right, try that again. There we go. So we are in with that one, because obviously they are all adjustable. Then we have got the two speeder bikes here, which, to be honest, work. They do work. They've got different size weaponry and all of that kind of thing. We'll leave his little weapon just down from there. Don't know whether to have, well, I might have that one stood back. Oh, and that other thing's going to be its own completely separate display. So yeah, that's better. That's better. Looks a little bit more menacing. So update so far, in case you've forgotten what I did 5 minutes ago. This is just for me to remember because obviously I did it yesterday. You got those just in there. I spread them out ever so slightly because obviously I've added in 2. I think actually what I can do is I can put Leia. Yeah, we'll do that. Because they're not technically from that set. We could put her there with him. Maybe step back ever so slightly like that. So those two are stood there. And then, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a display at the front. Maybe, because I don't know. I don't know if I don't want to add. Well, I can find some more minifigures because obviously I am missing 3 other troopers. I can just put the troopers in that one, and then we could have a little bit of a battle with the rebels then. So we could actually have that one facing inwards, but I'll do that when I find the others. Because obviously this is a long project with regards to tiles and all of that kind of thing, as you fully well know, and we are just getting the template. So it'll be probably, well, hopefully be found when the tables go down underneath here. Because I would imagine I would have put them in around the bar around Tatooine to be safe. I would like to think I've done something like that. If not, I've been stupid and I've just put them in a bag, and then that would be slightly annoying. But we are missing Chewie and a few. Oh, hang on, there's another one. So they are down here, they're just on this table. Now Chewie is somewhere, I think he's stood in there, and I have got another one. Now there's Chewie, I can see him, I can. So that's Chewie from here, so that's from the ATST. So to be honest, I would rather just use the figures in the display, because he's got little snowy feet. So in fact, he's covered in snow, this one. There he is. Yeah, so he's covered in snow on the front, and then we've got that one, and I'm sure I've got another. Well, I know I have. So we can start to do that kind of thing. Of course, we've got another one of these. So do I put the bikes in front of that? Or does that just go there? Maybe it does. Doesn't look too bad like that. And then the path then just goes in a straight line. Wish I could add this one that I've just found, can then just be stood back to us. Should put him on there. Give him a bit of height so I can move him round. Yeah, and I can just put the path just in a straight line. So we're going back to this corner that I can't reach. They're the bits that I need to get. Obviously I need to get these little bits and pieces, so that'll work well. So you've got the probe, and you've got all of those. Where do I put Chewie? I might leave Chewie there for now, because Chewie did go with that, and I'll split them up later. But he's safe and sound. He's safe and sound there, so he's not going to go missing. Or is that going to annoy me? It's going to annoy me. Stand him. He probably won't stand because he's not. Oh, we'll plonk him just there. We need a couple more of those, and then we can make a little diorama up in there. So if I can find them before the video ends, then obviously that's what will happen. If I can't find them before the video ends, then obviously that's not going to happen. They do keep appearing though, that is for sure. They do keep popping up. They've all got the gloves on, haven't they? Snow Trooper, Snow Trooper, Snow Trooper, Scout Trooper, yeah. So they've all got these gloves on, so I just found another one. They've obviously all got the different type of helmets as well. Very questionable, but they've got the other types of helmets, so we'll put that one there. Yeah, put them side on with the weapons so you can see what's going on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're missing 2. So that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so there's two more to be found. One of them is the Scout Trooper. So we've got another Scout Trooper to find, which can actually go with the other one, because it's obviously with the bike. And we've got one more, and then it's just a case of I'll have a few more dotted around in bags and packs and stuff, and as I find them I will just add to them, because I could spend, well look, see, I squat down, I stand back up, found another one that is not, what is that? It's got a different type of helmet, that one. So that isn't from this, I don't think. It's got different wrong gloves as well. I think that's just a normal stormtrooper rather than a snow. It does actually look, the second you start putting these minifigures together, it does look pretty cool. So, I'm just making another bunker with that. So what I said I was going to do, I've just lied. I just lied to everybody. I've actually just added in the minifigures from here. So we've got one side on, one to the back, one to the front. Just like so. So that looks okay. I'm glad I've done it bright colours because you can see, because it's quite hard to see the minifigures here. Can you imagine the wall was white as well? Like the gun side on, gun at the angle, gun facing forward, so you can see that from all angles. We will, when I find the other one, he will go over here. Oh no, that is the Scout. He's got the wrong top on. He's got the wrong helmet on. Oh. So he's an undercover Scout. Or have I just been I've been an idiot. As per normal. I've been an idiot. I obviously haven't paid attention to when I've done this. So I have put, yes I have, the wrong helmets on each one. You believe? I've just done that as well. How have I just done that? Built them in a rush this morning. That's what happens when you're half asleep. No, sorry, that's a lie. Built them late last night. That's why they're not correct. Right, so that is better. So this one has the huge. There you go. So it's 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1. Can I find the other one? This is like, what am I going to find when I squat down and pick these up? They're all from there, so that's fine. No, I think I've lucked out unless he's sat down having a brew. I don't think that is in there, but we have got the ATTE minifigures to try and find, and they're being bags like this. So I've got plenty of bags like this that are appearing, shall I say. So we will get them right. We are moving on to the next and last project for this, which is going to be, can I get somehow the X-Wing on the screw? Now, I've got no fishing wire, I've got nothing like that, which is great. I've got no garden string or anything, which again is fantastic, but I think we want to put that up there. I don't know where the bag is. Well, I know where the bag is. There's a screw there. Now we can't go too high. Don't think the hole that I've got will work for that, which is a little bit of a shame. Needs a smaller screw. No, the leg's in the way. Took that off. I took that off. Did that work? Well, that might work. I took the foot off. It would bite. I just need to undo the screw a bit, I think. Have I got a screwdriver up here? The answer to that is there's a possibility, but is it going to be the right screwdriver? I know that for a fact. It's an absolute no. Do I have the drill up here? No. Great. Have I prepared myself for this. Obviously not. Right, well, you know what I'm now going to do? I'm going to go off, find a screwdriver. Oh, hang on. I've got a baby screwdriver. It's covered in paint and it's the wrong head. Should we try that? No. No, it's far too big. I need a smaller one. I think it would. So I was going to put it there, on that one. But that one's bigger. Don't know if that's a good idea or not, to be honest. Difficult because I think the bottom brick is actually sticking out further than the next one. But I think it would look very, very good flying up on the wall. And I got lucky with some of the others because of no. That's just going to ruin all the paint, isn't it? Great, so we've now got a blue screw, which isn't a problem as long as I commit to putting the thing on. No, I can't turn it with that either. I can't turn it with that. Right, I'm going to do what I can to get that on. If not, I'm just going to have to go and get the drill. And the plan is to use that gap for it to sit on and basically see what it does. If not, then it's going to have to be fishing wire and all that kind of thing. Now I think potentially the one on the other side is out further, so if I can actually just use that screw as a test, because if it's not going to work on that one, then it's not going to work. And then we're going to have to come up with a slightly different plan. So I'll get my little step and up we go. You're safe, you're not going to get crushed. Right, I have done a thing. I have managed to get it up on the wall. I've got R2-D2 in the back of it. That is Luke that comes with this. Now you do get the same Luke with the AT-AT. So we could have Luke in multiple scenes, multiple places. Because I think it would be quite cool to see his helmet. Now this has to go down straight. It just goes back in that hole. I've just done something to the screw so it literally sits on it. So it's not going to fall off. But I don't think we're going to be able to get it on the other side because of how that brick is. I don't think. Something else could go there, and if I can manipulate the other screw better, so I think I'm going to take the whole screw out and put a new one in, because it's obviously in by a wall plug, we can have a play. But I can't remember where his lightsaber goes for this. And anybody remind me? Does it actually have a... oh, it goes to the back. I can see. I can see it. There is a little thing for him. Right, I'm sure. Oh no. Where does that go? Because I can hang this up. Obviously you can have these actually hung and wrapped and all this other stuff, but when it's pinned against the wall, not as simple. His arm's in the way. Yeah, you're going to see his, I think you're going to see his body and his head. But I admit I've had to take all the legs off, just so it's not stuck. The only other way it might work actually on that is if I took these off. If I did that and that. Hang on. No, nowhere near. Nowhere near. No, that screw needs to come out a lot more for that. So we'll put it up on this side for now, see what this looks like. Because the more I touch this thing, the more I'm just going to break it. And yes, that's exactly what I've just done. Fantastic. Honestly, I am an absolute nightmare. Anything I touch, it breaks. Useless. Absolutely useless. Right. So that should, he says, just rest. Right, there we go. It is on, and that's what it looks like. So it will do for now, I think. I think it would look quite cool if it was in between the legs. Oh, see? Everything I touch. So something like that. With the wiggle one behind it, I don't think you're going to see it. So I think it's going to have to go on the other side, which would, I think, be better. But I'm going to have to, I'll pull it over to the other side when the path goes down, I think. So at least we kind of know what a rough display would look like with all of the minifigures down, obviously all the other little bits and pieces, if the X-Wing was, because it'd be these two together on the other side. So that's where it would, well, that's where that one I think would just go. That's probably where I'll end up putting it. But I think those two look quite smart together. Obviously it doesn't work there with the new big one coming because I've left too much space for the path, unless I change the path design, just keep those two like that, and then just put the bigger one behind it, because that screw is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Don't forget, this is in the wall that was falling apart, so maybe I just do parallel full displays around the outside. So we've got another, we come out, we zigzag, we come out, and then that's a little bit, and then we do the equivalent of a full one behind, because maybe it might look nicer behind than it would be in front. But until it's here, we don't know. So maybe for now, that's the plan. We'll keep it there. If it works behind, I'll put it behind. If it doesn't, then we'll move the X-Wing over. We'll move the smaller one over. But because that other one's not going to turn up for so long, I think I will just just mirror it. So I think we will do that, which is a base plate and a bit over on here. And then, because I was saying, oh, we're going to need something else. Well, if the big one goes there, we don't, because with that on the wall now, that fills that gap up ever so slightly. I can bring in the path, or just keep it, if I kept it the same, it means I can alternate sides for the display. But obviously with this, we can put, say for example, we could have Chewie then in here, and then we could have a couple of others just in there. And the second you start doing that, there you go, again, it's its own separate display. So we could do that, no problem. I wanted to bring in this one back from away from the wall, I could, but I think we can add in one or two minifigures over there, one or two minifigures here. Keep that as that, and I think that's all right. So like I said, I was gonna just move the ATST in this upload over to the other side, because we were going to go round that, but obviously I can't do that now because I haven't really got enough 2x2s. So I've got a few, but I want to use them for a little bit more path expansion on the Clone Wars display, which is going to be, I think, the video that's going to follow this. And then if I got time at some point this week, to be honest, probably later on today, hence why I'll just be wearing the same stuff, I want to tidy up this table, because I can't get the timber for the next part of the Star Wars display until this has been cleared, because I can't actually tip the timber enough to get it underneath the table, and it's just going to be too much of a pain to come over to go back underneath. So We do need to have a bit of a tidy before the next sort of expansion phase as such. But it works. I think that does work. I think that does allow us what it is I want to do. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna stick with, I think. So for a template and a temporary sort of display, we're done. In the next upload, obviously this thing will be finished. So we'll see exactly how big the head is, because obviously that's something else to consider, because if the other one's really tall, that one might be headbutting the other one, or it might be the perfect height. So I just don't know if it's going to look better in front or behind it, but I do quite like how that looks. And obviously we can just mirror that on this side. So we only need the one ship up against the wall, because the other one's going to be so much taller. I don't think you're going to really see it. And if I can add on another ship onto the back, then obviously I will do, but I don't think I'll get it until the other UCS set is actually official and it's done. So this is just going to be a long hog, I think, with this one. But we can get that built in the next bit. When the tiles arrive, we can play this game again with just doing, it's just going to basically be a mirrored thing, because it would zigzag at the front. I might zigzag it at the back. The path might actually go to the back on the next one rather than the front, so it just looks a little bit different. Same sort of wiggle pattern going between its legs, wiggle pattern in the middle. Once the head's on and the panels are on for this, we'll position the knees a little bit better, and then it's just a case of yeah, carry on. So the tiles are due to arrive, well, it says 9 days, and that was, the order was placed yesterday, I think. So hopefully within a fortnight I will have this display for me done, and then obviously it'll be uploaded in a couple of weeks from now, I guess. But no, looking around, I don't think there's anything to add. Obviously I will add bits and pieces as I find them from the floor, and then I'll just do an update video of Hoth at a later date. But I am going to have to just paint that little screw that was blue back in orange, or try and pull it out and then paint it, because that is really gonna bug me. But I think, yeah, I have a small one and a big one. The small one doesn't work, that gets taken out. A different display goes in there. It's got, yeah, okay. So I'm just going to keep it there. That's it, done. I'll just paint that and don't worry about it. I won't even try and pull it out, because I've just thought of something that might happen if I need something close to the wall and that's sticking out further than the brick. Then I'm going to lose space on the base plates. And when the 8080 is exactly the same width of the shelf, which is exactly the width of a base plate, it's tight on here, it's tight. So guys, that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you think with regards to this. Obviously the path and everything else, when it's down, we can change the dioramas if you think it should be done in a different order. But visually at the moment, I think where you've got all the smaller stuff on the right hand side and then maybe some of the bigger stuff on the left hand side, I think it might work okay. If not, I did say at the start, it will go small, big, minifigures, small, and then obviously it'll just be small again in the corner because of the roof height. So you let me know the configuration that you think looks best, and this is what we are finished up with. So again, one more time, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.